Welcome back, viewers. You're still on To The Press, and we're reaching live from the nation's capital, Abuja. We've now been joined by our guests, UN Ambassador Clem Aguiyi in the studio. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you very much, Nnamidi, for welcoming me.
It's always a pleasure to have you. And based on what's happening today, the tensions in the whole of the FCT with the Nnamdi Kanu's march today, the supposed protest, we have an eyewitness account from our correspondent, Captain TV correspondent, A.K. Chukwunalu. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah,
it's so good to have you gentlemen in the studio. Yeah. But I'd like to start with you, AK. Please tell us, I know there's been a lot going on and lots of worries whether the protest is going to hold or not hold. And I know you've been out already. So what did you experience? Can you tell us?
Okay, with what is going on right now, at the outskirts of Abuja, we can say the Nigerian securities agencies at the outskirts, at the entry point of Abuja, for example, at Nyanya, Kubo, especially at Kubo point at Kubo, the army blocked the place and they caused a serious, massive traffic issue. From that point, you can go as far as close to 10 kilometers of traffic hold up, lined up to Maraba and to Karo Aziz. You will also see people stranded. They can't get vehicle getting to AYA. A journey of 4 kilometers from Yaya to AYA is about 4 kilometers. You see people, no vehicle, and then the only way you can access that place now is just for you going to Oskefi. But coming to town, man, you better go back to your house right now because people are stranded, no movements. Is usually standstill. Now at that point that the army blocked the vehicle, is only one vehicle that will be passing, just one vehicle, and you know what it means with the kind of the number of people that are coming from Maraba, Nyanya, as far as Kefi.
Okay, that was the axis you had to cover.
Yes, that I covered there. Then coming into town, you will see the town being scanty, meaning that other points too has been blocked, and you don't have that massive traffic. You usually have Monday morning, inside the town. So I believe what the army or the security agencies are doing now just to do proactive, action for the protest. At Nyanya, we didn't really see people carrying placards or anything, but just the blockade. I think they are anticipating these people coming into town via the Aziz, and they try to put some checks at that point.
No, now, looking at just that Nyanya axis now, do you foresee a situation where there probably will still be that protest for as long as you stayed there? No. Did you see people coming out, like getting ready to protest? And how long did you have to stay there to monitor the events?
For me, except there will be no protest. For me, my opinion, because there will be no protest in Nyanya, but there might be protest in the town. Because even before I left home, as early as this morning, people called me to know whether they should go out or not. I was like, it's just protest. This protest is part of our democratic ways of doing things. So you can go out as long as it's not bloody or violent, So, but at Nyanya point, I don't think there will be protest there. Okay. Where I think there will be protest is going to be inside town.
Okay.
Like Unity Fountain down to Secretariat, Eagle Square.
But those are the places that I know that there's been a ban placed on them not to go out for court order, not to go out for any protest. Ambassador, I want you to listen to his eyewitness account so that we'll know which angle to actually hold these conversations from. So that's why I want him to give us all of the details and to also look at some of the legal standings, because I know that you're a legal person yourself. So now, looking at what you're seeing or what you've seen this morning, do you sense fear in the environment while you were there? Like people being scared of going out themselves for worries of, we know that today is also a memorial for NSAS protest. Do you think people are already scared? Did you sense any sort of fear in the environment while you were there monitoring?
No, I didn't see that, because if there were a little bit of fear, we will see that massive crowd at Kubo. Because people will stay.
Crowd now, were the people going to work?
They were people going to work,
about their daily
activities. Some people said we are not even aware that something like that is to happen today. So they just woke up their Monday morning routine, go to work, go to their offices, and so. But I didn't mean they were like the atmosphere is tensive, that people were afraid to go out. I don't think people with that kind of crowd and the vehicular movement that we had there, you know, at Nyanya from Nyanya to Kubo, because people were actually trekking from Maraba to AYA. I saw that from Maraba to AYA, and just from Maraba to Nyanya is about 5 kilometers. From AYA to AYA, I mean from AYA to Nyanya is about 4 kilometers. So you are looking like about 10 kilometers people trekking. So for people to trek, the only thing I also saw is that at Abacha Barracks there is this army in case of people following you one way, you know, they just have to turn them back.
Oh,
you understand? In case you follow one way, then you know. But there are still some, you know, normal Nigerian people. Once they get to that point, they increase their speed and they pass that, they make you turn again at that Abacha Barracks again to connect to the normal route. You know, so for people to trek that long, Nyanya to AYA, means that they are not afraid. They are not, except something goes wrong today after the protest, that we now determine how people will now make move tomorrow. So
it's safe to say that the tensions that we're thinking is everywhere may not really be.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not foreseeing that there will be violence. I'm not foreseeing that. Already the security, even at this junction here, if you just go out now, you see police. The police are there right now, you know, trying to, in case you want to misbehave, then they handle it. I'm not expecting any Nigerian to go violent over the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. You know, okay, you want him to be released, fine, do it peacefully, and people will hear your cry. Then
that's the point where I'm going to bring Ambassador in. But thank you so much for your time today, Ekechukwu, for your account. We really appreciate it. And of course, I'm sure we're looking forward to hearing more details from you later. Sure. All right, viewers, let's go on a quick break before I get Ambassador's opinion. I'm sure he's itching to say a lot. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back, viewers, and you're still on to the press, and the conversation continues. And we've also been joined by another guest, Habib Gajo, who's a political analyst. Mr. Gajo, you're welcome. Thank you for joining myself and Ambassador in the studio this morning.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, Ambassador.
Good morning.
And I heard that you sort of experienced the protest on your way here, some sort of blockage that made you come in a bit later than usual.
Yeah, you know, there was no protesters on the road.
Okay.
But the security agencies blocked the road, more especially the police and the road safety, civil defense. They blocked the road. You know, people are suffering, alighting from their car, tracking all over. You understand? When you get to the checkpoint, you see there is nothing. I dropped my children at school 7:05 a.m. 5 minutes past 7. I dropped them in school, and I joined the traffic
from 7:05 to almost 10 a.m.
You understand?
Very well.
So to 9:30. 9:30. So just imagine the hours. Just imagine the suffering, the waste of fuel. You know, the money that we hardly get, the fuel that we hardly see and buy, and we wasted it in on the road inside traffic, just because security agencies want to block the road or want to stampede the poor citizens of Nigeria. You understand?
Very well.
People trekking all over FCT. So it's not good. Honestly, I have not seen professionalism of the security agencies in this manner. There is some chaos between the protesters and the military officers and the police around NCC.
Okay, you saw them.
Yeah, where tear gas was used and many were arrested, and so.
Just this morning?
This morning.
Okay.
You understand? So, it honestly, is not something that we will say. Protest is in the is our right. It's our fundamental human right. Is in the Constitution. What the Constitution says, police protect. You understand? Not to stop, protect. You understand?
Okay.
And the judge that gave the order that you cannot move from this place to that place, how does he concern the Constitution or his judgment?
I'm very excited.
Sometimes our problem is our security agencies and our judiciary.
Okay.
Plus overall executive.
Okay.
You understand?
Very well.
Executive will commit and nobody will say anything. People want to address their issues. You understand? Speak out. People want to speak out. This is what we want. Even if you are not comfortable with that or you are not doing it, allow them to say it, to carry their placard. You understand?
Okay.
I said, this is what we want. Okay, we hear you, thank you, we'll get back to you. Simple. Why are you harassing people? And honestly, Nnamidi, if I was out,
please
I
don't
know
say
how
it.
to deal with some of these police security officers.
Ambassador.
Security agents.
The reason why I'm very happy and I'm smiling is that you're a legal practitioner as well. So I know you understand some of the legalities around this conversation this morning. So I'd like to get your opinion. Hearing the first eyewitness account story, hearing his own perspective as well. And I know that there's a court order, yet it seems to have been defied. What do you make of the situation of things this morning?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I've listened to the two persons that have spoken on the issue.
Yes.
And when you see an elephant and you are tied and you ask 10 people to describe an elephant, 10 blind people to describe an elephant, they will describe it from their own perspective where they touched.
Of course.
Some say that has a very strong woman, some say that has a big leg, some say it has a tiny body because they touched the tail. Coming from my own area in Galadimawa to the studio here in Dantata village, I did not see any kind of roadblock. I did not see any kind of protest. The traffic was the usual Monday traffic that I used to see coming here. It took me the same number of minutes I drive from my place to the studio. It took me the same number of 30 minutes or thereabout to arrive here. So having said that, what people should understand, I will speak first of all as a Southeasterner, as an Igbo man, and the issue is here, how do I respond or react to this issue of protest and the reason for the protest as a Southeasterner. I am for political solution in the issue concerning Southeast, especially with the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and for political solution. But there again, the matter is in court, and the judge that is handling that matter is actually a very thorough judge. He's a judge I've sat in his court, and he's so meticulous about the things he does, and he's very open about it. I listened to part of Tomi's case with regards to his forming of shadow government. I was in court, and I was there when all the amicus curiae came in. It's very rare judges will call in amicus curiae to come and review a stand before you take a decision. At the end of the day, the decision of the court was that Batutomi's action was illegal, even though no conviction or sanction was meted out. But it's illegal in a democratic presidential system of government for you to form a shadow government. A political party can do that, not
an individual.
Not an individual, private groups. And that condition was respected. And the judge Motosho has been very fair in handling the case. And I think for the first time, Nnamdi Kanu is having good defense team. Kanu and Gabi is doing wonderfully well in actually defending his case. I think this is the first time he's really having a really good lawyer dealing with his case and also offering a robust defense. One would want to see that trial speeded up and finalized so that after that we might start talking about pardon, political solution and all whatnot. We really want Nigeria to move forward because we pay too much price in this country. And what I want to remind most people who talk about police taking proactive action, how uncomfortable it is for them, is that no right is absolute. There's no absolute right that you must protest or that you must assemble. If your protest is going to be inimical to national interest, national security comes first. They can stop you. They can take proactive action. And when this has happened, it's inconveniencing too. And we live in this country where we see protests being hijacked by hoodlums. We may end up seeing also counter protests. We've seen one here in this country where there was a protest.
And there was a counter protest.
And
it happened during the NSAS protest too.
Yes, and the counter protests that happened were being blamed on security personnel. And the destruction that happened were being blamed on the other people, and the other people are blaming these people. So the government has a responsibility to ensure the protection of lives and properties of law-abiding citizens. The protesters said they want to march down to Aso Rock. Do you want to tell me that you want to march down to Aso Rock and the government does not have a responsibility to want to protect government facilities in Aso Rock and protect the government, the sovereignty of the government? They have every right to do that. And many of people also have argued the reason for the protest. You see, when you begin to look at a nationwide protest that you're calling, you look at whether it is what is divisive. And this is very fair. We have some common issues that are confronting us. We have issues of electoral reform that cut across all Nigerians because we need it if this democracy will continue to thrive. We have issue of poverty and hunger that is across the country. We have a lot of quantitative statistics about our GDP growing, but we don't have the qualitative computation that is favorable to the pocket of the common man. So we have issues. We have issues of governance. We have the issues of size of governance in Nigeria and the corruption in the system that is making it possible for people to have access to government and quality dividend of democracy. So these are things that cut across. If that's why you're protesting, that means it will have people from
all walks
to want to key in one way or the other. But then again, there's no way you can even have 100% key into it. So we are on a very tense situation in the country, and a lot of people are angry about so many things. So, and the government also appears to be struggling to see how they can meet to those needs, even though it is not reflecting. I don't think any magic can be done, but at least let the government do the right thing so that the tension and anger in the country can come down. The suffering is so much, and it's even good that people are not protesting because they are hungry, because that will have become so wide. And so the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB could be a little bit something that somebody from this area will look at it and say that I don't want to be part of this, or even some Easterners will say I don't want to be a scapegoat, whereby the government agencies will come and slice my throat. We got enough problem. But like I said, end of the day, we're looking for a political solution
of course
to most of the problems that is facing. That includes the case of Mazen and Nnamdi Kanu and the way the Southeasterners feel they are being treated in government. Because when you look at the composition of the present government, it appears as if it's standing on two legs instead of three legs. It appears as if some part of Nigeria are deliberately being marginalized. If you look at the electoral system, you are not sure that 2027 election will be held, and if it is held at all, whether it's going to be fair, free and credible. And if it's going to be unfair election, uncredible election, because we don't have a good electoral reform, or because we are playing politics with democracy in terms of credible election, then you don't know what will be the outcome.
Sure.
So that is what some of us are equally concerned about.
Mr. Gajo, Ambassador said something while he was speaking. He said, no right is absolute. And I know you're standing for the fact that protesting is a right of citizens. How do you marry this at this time? Especially because we're in a sensitive time as well, that today is the 5th anniversary for NSAS protest. And we're talking about marching for Nnamdi Kanu. And you already talked about tear gas already being thrown at some point, which means that this could even bloom into something unexpected. What do you make of it?
Yeah, like I said, some people were arrested, but Omowole Shawari was not arrested, but the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and one other person. That the name, almost three people were arrested, including the lawyer. I think is it a brother or a cousin to Nnamdi Kanu? 3 of them were picked up during the protest along what is the name of the?
You said NCC.
NCC, you understand?
That by Transcorp.
By Transcorp. So what we are saying, you understand? As a politicians, as Democrat, you can't stop protests. You can't deny citizens to protest.
Even when it's threatening to the national peace?
You see, there is nothing like national peace. You understand?
Okay.
We are talking about national security. Who is secured in Nigeria? Nobody. So how can you secure a structure, a building? Today, National Assembly don't sit today. I don't know whether the president is in the country. You understand? So allow them to go to where they gave a mandate. You understand? I gave you my mandate to represent me or to govern me, and I don't have a voice to talk to you.
They did not go and give the mandate at the Aso Villa.
You see,
they did not go and give it at the Aso Villa, did they?
No, I don't know whether they have done, but this is what they should have done. You understand? To submit their grievances and protest. You understand? So that people will know that, democratically we have exercised our own right. Like what Ambassador said, we have challenges of economy. Economy is also a national security issue, but they never address it. People are complaining, people are protesting, but nobody knows. Nobody is aware unless media carry it. You don't see police where economic today in the newspapers. 50 billion naira tractors. Farmers are angry and protesting. You understand? Because 50 billion naira tractors has been missing or stolen or has not been distributed. You understand? So there is so many issues. Electricity is is part of the national security. We don't have electricity.
But those are not the basis for this protest.
No, I'm telling you about what the barrister said, whether it's absolute or you understand. So let us say our mind as a citizen. You understand? Let us tell government, let us check this, any government that comes, let us have a check on them by the civil society organization and human rights organizations, so that they cannot violate our right and our, for example, you block road and somebody is going to the hospital and he died inside the traffic. What are you going to say? You don't care. Nobody will hold you responsible. Even the security agents will not hold you responsible. If there is accident there and something happened or a car got burned, fire, they don't have fire service to do that. You understand? And you block road. These are the issues we are saying. Give them a space to pass, to do their slogans, you see, Nnamidi, this your court order. How can which type of court order will stop a Nigerian his own right? No court. It's not even allowed constitutionally. If the judge is like you said, Justice Omoto Shoko, you understand? So whoever the judge is, he is aware and he knows that nobody will stop the right of a citizen either to say his mind or to voice out or to protest. Yesterday and today, Americans are protesting in the White House, you understand,
yes,
for one bad policy of Donald Trump. Our presidential system is borrowed from America. So why will other countries will have their right and Nigerians will not have their own right? I'm not speaking for Nnamdi Kanu. I'm speaking for generally for Nigerians. You understand? They should know that everybody has right. Even Nnamdi Kanu that is in the custody, is in detention, also has rights. You understand?
Very well.
So they should know that. But given court order, no. They didn't say we are going to riot. You understand? We have riot, we have disturbances, we have peaceful protestants, we have other protestants like women association,
all right,
what they call them, disabled people also protest and so on. So if group of lawyers, you understand?
Very well.
And their people now said, we are calling for government, you understand, either to release Nnamdi Kanu or to speed his judgment, you understand, so that he will know his fate, whether he will be pardoned or he will not be pardoned. But you can't pardon somebody that has a case in court that has not been, judgment has not been delivered. So I think they are in a positive way, the protests, but the way the security agencies are handling it, honestly, is not what it is, as we know.
I'm glad you landed on your thoughts. I realize Ambassador wanted to say something.
I wanted to ask my friend here.
Yes.
Are you saying that in democracy that court order should be disobeyed?
I'm not saying court order should be disobeyed. So why are you saying? But what I'm saying,
what is it about the court order?
What I'm saying is the judges that are giving these orders, they should know, or they ought to know, or they should do their own justice about protest, a peaceful protest. Is there in the fundamental human right, you understand? You have all those rights. There is many rights. So the judge should also know. In this country, judges has protested. We have seen judges protesting in the National Assembly. We see them protesting in their own court. We have seen them taking the road protesting. Judges, you understand? So why judge will sit down and say, I'm giving order to labor should not protest or should not go strike this union or this that, or you understand? Those orders in a democratic dispensation or in a constitutional democracy is not. To me, it's not even acceptable for a judge to stop.
Ambassador, before you say what you want to say, I also want to ask you a question so you can answer both of them together. For a case in court where it's still under discussions and it's still under deliberations, is it okay to protest to dismiss the case completely like this?
Well, thank you for the question. But before then, I will, as a lawyer, I will tell you, my dear brother, that court orders should be respected for the safety of our society. If we begin to encourage disobedience to court order, we're also giving the government a license not to even obey court order when it comes to them to obey, because government has so much power.
The security agency has never respected
Mr. Gajo, please let Ambassador respond. Yes.
Court orders and court judgments should be obeyed and respected.
Yes,
this is also not the first time that there's a planned demonstration of protest and the courts stopped it. That happened with the Nigerian Labour Congress. When they have industrial dispute, they go to the industrial court, and the industrial court will say, stay action. Don't do this, don't do that. All these things are safeguards that are put in place to ensure the moral of society. And when you keep talking about there are this right, this right, I'm telling you that all the rights that you see in the Constitution of Nigeria, all of them, none of them are absolute, except Section 36, which demands fair hearing when you've been charged before a court. Apart from fair hearing, no other right in the Constitution is absolute, because the Constitution went ahead to say that any of these rights can be abridged in the interest of national security as long as it's conformed with democratic principles. So your right to protest is not absolute. The court can abridge it if it infringes on national security, and that's why I'm surprised when you say what is national. There's not like national peace and there's not like national security. It's not for me and you to determine what is national security. It is for the government
and security, of course.
Yes, that will determine what is national security. That does not mean that I'm here standing against protest or no protest. I'm a citizen and I'm law abiding. When the courts make pronouncement, I respect it. It might be slow, it might be uncomfortable, but that is uncomfortable doesn't mean that I go and start doing self-help. Anybody who is going against court order without vacating that court order is only inviting chaos, inviting anarchy. And I don't think, let me tell you, we are 250 million Nigerians or thereabout. No country wants you. I want you to understand that. Even the people that are in Ghana, South Africa, any part of the world, even in the United States, Europe, are being deported back here. And then you have 250 million people that are supposed to coexist peacefully. And you want to scatter your country, who will accommodate you? Any country that, even the Republic, will block their gates.
Exactly.
So Nigeria need peace. All this thing that's happening in Nigeria is not in the interest of Nigeria. The president that arrangement we have that we call democratic government is frustrating. But it's that's the best choice that we have at the moment. What we'll keep praying is for God to keep giving our leaders that wisdom, that sense to keep managing the affairs of this country. And also for this country to also realize, look, if you've been trying a system is not working, you might be honest to yourself and tell yourself it is not working. The presidential system of government in Nigeria, which we borrow from America, doesn't appear to be working.
That's another conversation, honestly.
So the parliamentary system will have been more like it, whereby you have these people that are in government being able to defend their policies before the parliament. And because if you cannot communicate, it means you cannot inspire leadership. If you have a parliamentary system of government, we can have somebody like Buhari being president of Nigeria. We can have some of the leaders that we have who cannot even convince you on their policies, be president of Nigeria. We could have it. Some governors in some states couldn't have leaders in their own space. So this is part of the problem. And the size of the governance is so huge and so large that it is becoming a waste, a drain in the purse of Nigeria. And these are things that we look at and you say, these are the reforms we are looking at. And we are protesting in that direction. Personally, I'll go on the road carrying placard myself. But if the court says, no, I cannot do it today, I will go back.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say yes. I still wanted to answer that question.
That's where the problem is.
Yeah, remind me the question again.
The question was that for a case already in court at the moment, is it okay to say protest and get it out of court, like free Nnamdi Kanu, rather than let the legal standings take place?
Well, a case that is in court, actually, the only way you can terminate that case is if the federal government, Attorney General's office, enters a no-lead prosecute. They are no longer interested in pursuing this case. But whereby they are interested in pursuing this case, you allow the case to go on. I have not seen where protest terminates a court protest, because yes, in as much as public opinions are important, but then again it's subjudicial for you to go into discussion or conversation on the matter that is already ongoing, already fermented before a judge. Allow the judge to do his job. That's why we have the court. So, having said that, I want to say that whichever way the government wants to go around this is also what we can handle through constructive engagements, not by burning Nigeria down, and not by saying you're going to march onto Asura, because you saw that in Nepal or one other country, people marched down and destroyed their country. Let me tell you, when we start talking about revolution, we don't even know who is going to be the victims of that revolution. And there's no revolution that you start anytime that actually you that results. Go and check all the revolutions in this world. The objectives of the revolution are never realized. Go to any revolution in the world, it's never realized. And you don't even know who is going to be the victim of the revolution. I'm happy that when he was speaking, he said people are not even aware. People are not even aware why they are protesting. And even him that is also protesting in the studio here doesn't seem to be even aware why he's even angry. No, I know whether he's angry because of course. No, I'm not angry. I'm angry with the case of child of situation and executive. Let me tell you something. If you don't understand me, what I meant is the executives, the legislature, and the judiciary has connived against the ordinary citizens of Nigeria. That's what it is. So now, like you said, I'm coming. Has so you say all the arms of government has failed Nigerians. Has failed Nigerians. That's what you're saying. All the arms of government. All the arms of government has failed Nigerians. I agree with that. Now, of course, we definitely disagree. Secondly, those industrial court orders and court orders that stopping either protest or strike, where those things has taken us 70,000 naira minimum wage. It's a destruction. Labor has their own plan. They have their own blueprint based on their working condition, their hazards, and so on and so forth. You understand? And the welfare, they now put it together as what is their own entitlement. You understand? The government refused to listen to them or to talk to them, and they declare a strike, and a court gave order, don't go to strike. I will take this one caller before we close the show. Judiciary went to strike. When judiciary went to strike, hello, good morning. Chief Justice of the Federation was accused of corruption. Just a minute. Good morning, you're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. You have just 60 seconds, by the way. My name is Emmanuel from your state. All right, Mr. Emmanuel, please go ahead and join the conversation.
Yes, please, I was waiting for this my brother to launch. Our brother Chris Abadikoma.
Okay. They're waiting for you, Mr.
What he's
Clem.
talking there is a lawyer.
Yes.
But you know, the lawyer don't not always defend themselves. They're not going to straight at all. I want to ask him, show whether he's doing this. Show whether he's not doing it because he's just an Igbo man. He's not an Igbo man. But because of the spirit they have and this Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
And he tell me that somebody who is in prison, you cannot be able to give yourself that family will come and visit you.
Okay.
I was listening to one of the TV stations. One man was saying that this man supposed to give you for it's a very good right to visit the children to come and visit, the wife come and talk to you. It's a very nice place to settle down.
Okay.
Whatever you are trying, give us a place to settle down. I want to ask my brother lawyer, how about this? Why I sure talk this because of these people who are coming out and carrying guns, carry everything. Have you seen them in the court? Have you seen them in the court? Your brother, do you carry guns? Do you carry anything? It's only my phone talking. And the say that his lawyer, how many minutes have you put yourself as a lawyer? Please, I just want you to know how can you get your affection so like that? Your brother is here suffering for all two of us. We are talking that look at this, my brother is at the center there. What he's saying. But I'm always happy with that guy. When he stays there, always listen to him. Not all the frank people out there. Our brother is suffering. Can't he?
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. He seems really pissed that you're supporting the court order rather than actually supporting your brother. But We're wrapping up now because our time is already fast spent. So just your round-up thoughts.
If the court said no protest or gave you a guideline for the protest and you decide to go on the street and protest, what you see you take.
Of course.
Because there's a court order in that regards.
All right.
I am for political solution for the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe the strategy that I am for may not be your strategy.
Of course.
And there are many lawful legal strategies that can be used. And I said, Nnamdi Kanu defense lawyers are doing very, very well. And I'm also very wary when protests are being led by politicians. Because Sowore is a politician.
Of course.
That is also running for president.
And a human rights lawyer.
And he's not a lawyer. Yes, he's an activist. Sowore is an activist.
He's not a lawyer.
Yes, not a lawyer. But he's a lawyer. If he's a lawyer,
I thought he read law in University
I
of
said,
Lagos.
no lawyer will tell me that I'm not to obey court order because we are serving the temple of justice.
Of course.
We are not for defense, we are not for prosecutor. We are there, every lawyer that you see in court is there to render service for the cause of justice. And no lawyer will look at you and say, forget about the court. If I forget about the court, where do I go to work?
Let's wrap it up.
I go to work in court.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Gajo,
About supporting whatever.
your final thoughts too in a minute.
You see, I'm not a lawyer, but as a politician, as a political scientist, I know all this thing they are playing. Either the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, all the arms of government, I know they are up to anarchy. There is anarchy in the land. As long as our voice will not be heard, as long as our right will not be respected, you understand? As long as our right can be trampled upon, and as long as security agencies can raise arm against a citizen of Nigeria who pay tax, you understand, to buy those arms that they are holding, putting the uniform they are wearing, you understand, paying their own salary by our tax, you understand, by our paying tax. So the level of anarchy is high as long as we are concerned in Nigeria. This is a worry is another concern that we Nigerians need to address, and people like us, like ambassador, we need to come out and say it the way it is. Because judiciary are not helping matters, and they cannot help matters.
Okay,
because
thank you so much, Mr. Habib.
Because where
our time is already fast spent. Thank you so much.
So thank you. You see, let me respond to.
Mr. Gajo, there's no time to respond to any court order anymore. Thank you so much.
Order can be vacated by another court.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your time in the studio today, Mr. Habib Gajo, political analyst. Thank you so much. I am not shutting you both down, but thank you so much. I wish we had all the time in the world.
Ambassador here in the studio.
Ambassador, thank you so much.
No problem. The issue is that I will not tell you not to obey court law.
All right, viewers. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. And we'll also keep you up to date on the ongoing march to free Nnamdi Kanu. See you again later. I am Nnamidi and that's bye for now.